You're gonna leave them like this the whole time?
There, now people can tolerate seeing this video. Hi, friends! I'm William.
Tina, and we are the Nerdy Weds.
Did you say your name at the same time I said my name?
Yes. I'm Kina.
And I'm William, and we are the Nerdy Weds. Who are we talking about? I'm confused.
What do you think we're talking about? You're the one who stacked up all these games like this, like a fool. So you know what we're talking about.
I think we're talking about...
We're talking about horror games that we own, that we feel that people who are true horror fanatics would really love.
Yes.
I like cutting you off sometimes.
It's fine. It's fine. I didn't want to talk anyway.
I don't really like cutting you off. I like giving you a hard time.
All right, let's get these games down and let's start with where we're going to start. Where are we going to start?
You're going to start... Oh, I'm going to start because I just want to get mine done.
Well, your first one.
My first one. Because
Okay.
we're each talking about two games,
Yeah,
right?
we each have essentially two games, yes.
Basically, what we're wanting to do... Wait, what's wrong?
No, go ahead.
Why'd you say it like that, essentially?
Because these are two games, but they're in the same like vein. So
Yeah, but
they're going to be talked about at the same time.
Okay, so are mine right here.
True.
So don't act like you're trying to act like, oh, I got all these games to talk about, but you're the one I had last Friday in my stack, and you took it.
I didn't take it.
He took it. No, he took it. So, because you're making little faces over there, so I have to. You know what? See what I have to deal with. How many years of this?
Many, many more.
Oh, okay. Anyway, we are not doing a how-to or playthrough or anything like that. This is really just a top 4 suggestion, and these games are not a be-all, end-all because they're basically just from our collection. There's no might. There are many more games out there that horror fanatics would absolutely love, but of the ones we own, we know that you guys would love these. So I've got Camp Grizzly, and the reason why I think this is a great one because it has that feel of the slasher movies, the teens or young people out camping and being stalked by a psycho killer, because that is basically what Camp Grizzly is. And I have to say, when we first got it, I thought that it was a Friday the 13th game.
Yeah.
But
well, it has a lot of that element. It's set in the late 70s, and it's a game where you are a camp counselor being stalked by a psycho killer.
Am I supposed to be talking about this or you?
Well, you looked at me like I was supposed to come in.
Rude. You already took that game. Now you're talking about this one too that I'm supposed to talk about? Really? Rude. Okay. And everyone's going to say I'm the rude one because I'm vocal, but I'm speaking up for myself. That's it. It's not being rude. But anyway, what he said. This is what it is. But yeah, it's got the ripped off concepts of Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
So I think people who love that movie and who love those slasher movies will definitely love this game.
And how many players is that? And what kind of play
This
style?
one is a 2 to 6. Sorry. This one is 1 to 6 and it is 1 to 2 hours, and it is a co-op game. It's completely co-op. So you work together to make it through the game, make it through the night. So you're going through a series of cabins and mazes to get to the end. And all the players who make it to the end, who make it to the finale, they win the game. So you definitely have more than one winner and completely co-op.
Now, she's complaining I took this one away from her. In all actuality, she insisted I take it. This is last Friday.
No comment.
And it sounds very similar to Camp Grizzly in the fact that you are either one of the camp counselors, and this is a 2 to 6 player game, and 45 minutes plus for the runtime, the playtime. And one player is the Psycho Killer. It's got secret movement elements. It has set collection and being murdered by the Psycho Killer, which is another player kind of element in this story game. And it plays on a big board of a map of a campground with cabins and a lake and all kinds of stuff. And it plays very much like a board game version of Friday the 13th. It is even called Last Friday. It is really, really leaning into the Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees kind of game. It looks like it's going to be a good time. And again, these games are not...
This one could be co-op as well? Or it could be cutthroat?
This is definitely one where the players that are the camp counselors probably should cooperate, but they might at times find themselves using another camp counselor to slow down the killer to get away.
I don't have to be fast. I just have to be faster than you.
Yep. I ain't gonna outrun you.
The unfortunate thing, I shouldn't say funny, the unfortunate thing is we haven't played any of these games but Mixtape Massacre. And with Mixtape Massacre, we played with someone else's game, which made us know that we loved the game, and that's why we bought it. And we were going to have a Halloween party, a couple of them, in this month, in October, and that's when we were going to play all of these games. But once again, good old Corona came through and was the horror not only of the month but of the whole freaking year. So it kind of laid rest to those plans. But with things starting to kind of normalize more, we might be able to get a small group together and
start
play.
playing these
I
games.
don't know.
I want these games on the table. I want these on the table. I want to experience them. They're great shelf candy, but I can't wait. I can't wait to actually experience the game other than shelf candy.
Yeah, we have to see how the numbers do. We have to just kind of take a good look at the lay of the land and see if we'll be able to do that or not. I don't know. Rather be safe than sorry, but whatever. Now, the next game is Dead of Winter, and we've had this game for years, haven't we?
A couple of years.
And that's so sad because there's no reason. Actually, there is a reason for us not having been able to play this one yet. It just takes so many players, and it's best with a larger group. So it's just very time consuming. And when you have a game night, you have so many other options of games, and you have to take into account what other people want to play as well. And so unfortunately, this is just one that we haven't been able to get on the table. And that's why we were going to have that whole Halloween game night, a couple of them in October, because there would be no excuse for people not to want to play it because it's thematic. And Dead of Winter is an hour to 2 hours long. And it plays 2 to 5 players. Now, this one is an expansion to the original game, but it is standalone. So you can play it with the original game, or you can play it by itself. Now, Dead of Winter Warrior Colonies is an expansion, and it has to be played... Warring Colonies. It has to be played with either Dead of Winter Long Night or with the original game. And with this expansion, it's 4 to 11 players.
Holy crap.
So,
60 to 2 hours? I don't think so.
An hour to 2
11
hours.
players.
Yeah.
11 players. We just found a new
awesome,
crazy party game.
But that's what we were going to do, remember?
Yeah,
we were going to have this.
When we got that.
We were going to have several game nights in October, and they were all going to be horror themed, and these were all the games we were going to play, and this one was going to be one that was just going to be played for one of those nights. We'll have a couple of icebreaker games, horror related. That's another episode, so stay tuned to that for that. And then this was going to be the main game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know now.
This is a heavier game.
This is very meaty.
Yeah.
I want to play it because I like that it is co-op, right? But there are elements of the game that forces the player to be cutthroat and possibly have that betrayal element in it. And when you're in an apocalypse situation, I mean, we've all watched Walking Dead. We all know that the real monster in the story is not really the zombies, it's the other humans, because you're fighting each other trying to make sure you get the resources from the other person. And like we just said a second ago, I don't have to be fast, I just have to be faster than you. So it's that type of things. So,
and then Warring Colonies actually pits two groups of players against each other in a PvP scenario.
Player versus player.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy when we actually get enough people together to make this an experience.
I'm excited to do that.
Up to 11 players. Wow.
Yeah, we can have the place decorated all Halloween-like, have the Halloween music playing in the back.
Where will we ever get the decorations for that?
Oh, where? Who? I have no idea. Have the Halloween-themed food, appetizers. It was supposed to be a whole thing, and now I don't know. So, what's your last game?
My last game is the one that is the simplest game in this list, because this game was not chosen because, you know, it is a big, meaty horror experience like the other three games that we've presented. This game is pure cheese. It is Munster. It is aged cheddar. It is 80s gooey cheese.
It's aged cheddar?
It's aged cheddar. This is a love letter to all of your favorite slasher movies. It is goofy fun. I know that Mixtape Massacre is a roll and roll and move game where you roll dice. You're a psycho killer out looking for victims. You're searching the town for victims every time you go into a building. There's a card that you draw. You draw the card. It tells you what kind of victim you got, whether or not that victim's fighting back. You roll dice, determines the outcome. If you beat them, you get that card. If you in a trophy. If you don't beat them, you get sent back to a starting location to roll again on your turn to move. Very simple gameplay, but it is every time you draw a card, there are so many like movie references. There's like the final girl who kicks your ass if you draw her card, and there are expansions for it. This one's different. Escape from Tall Oaks. This one, you are the victims trying to get away from the psycho killer. So this one, you're the psycho killer. Every player is an individual killer trying to be the best killer. And this one, you're a person trying to escape. But the thing is, you can all work together, but only one will survive.
Okay.
So there could be a little cutthroat element in this one as well. We haven't gotten to play Escape from Tall Oaks yet. This is a Kickstarter game, along with the expansions we've got here. We haven't even opened this expansion yet. But we got expansions for both games, and they're excellent, goofy fun. They're not heavy. There's not a lot of game. It's a satisfying game.
Yes.
But it's very simple. Anybody can pick this up and learn how to play it. But I recommend it for mature audiences only because of the content.
I think all of these games are 14 and up.
Yes.
Yeah. And with this one, it may not be that meaty, but Horror Fanatics will love it because every single element in the game, from the cards to the pieces, is just so well thought out and is very thematic, but thematic in a way that adds value to the game and adds fun to the game. So I can't say enough good things about the game. It's really fun.
What are you gonna do, nerd? Well, I'm going to play this game. That's what I'm going to do.
So what we would like is for you to let us know in the comments which one of these games would you like us to do a playthrough or a how-to, because the purpose of this video, unfortunately, was just, I won't say unfortunately, but the purpose of this video and the 4 that we're going to do following this one is just to give you some suggestions of different types of horror games. And for this one, it was horror games that we think horror fanatics will love. The next one would be horror games that are icebreakers / quick games. Another one is horror games that
have a true horror or fear element in the game.
Actually, I think we should do that one next.
I think that's one we do next.
Yeah, that one sounds really fun.
There's even non-horror references like this one right here.
Bet
Put him in
80s.
a body bag.
Yeah, you heard me when I said I bet it's 80s, because
yeah.
this game is, you said it was a love letter to, slasher movies.
It's really a love letter to the 80s.
But it's a love
90s.
letters to the 80s as well. So this has been our top 4 games of games that we own that we think would be awesome for people who love horror. And just stay tuned to the next 4 videos. They're not going to be playing right after this video, but I'm going to try to do one each week. Do you think that's doable?
Oh, yeah.
So one each week, talking about horror games. And we're going to add a separate video each week so that we can do...
That's the exciting part.
Yeah.
We're actually upping, at least for this month, but
Yeah.
maybe for the foreseeable future, we are going to up our YouTube game to 2 episodes a week. So look forward to that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that, maybe. That's a lot
I just
of work.
figured it was a good idea for people who are not that into horror and don't want to really know, don't want to see only horror games. If we add another video each week, then
I'm all
it gives us
for
the
it.
opportunity
I'm excited about it.
to talk about other things, games, movies, reactions, not pranks. We're never doing pranks because, as you say, I don't have a sense of humor, and we've been married over 20 years, and if we're gonna stay married, to thyself be true, I'm not trying to do pranks.
No, we're not doing pranks.
Okay, do you have anything else to add?
Nope, I have nothing else to add. Stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.